Hey guys, we're doing Wednesday. This is your DMR number 33. I'm going to try to go a little bit faster. I'm doing my best, okay? So this is a multiplying numbers. It's no word problem, so I want you to try it without a calculator, and then you can check it with the calculator. So I set it up 84.6 times 3.4, and then what I did is I bumped the decimal out. So that's where you see those arrows, and then there's one decimal place here and one decimal place here. So when we finish multiplying, we're going to put two decimal places back in, okay? And then you just multiply like you would whole numbers. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 4 is 16 plus 2 more is 18. 4 times 8 is 32, and then you add one more, which is 33, okay? I'm done with the 4, so you need your 0 here. Okay, 3 times 6 is 18. Put the plus 1. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 more is 13. Put plus 1 up here. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 1 more is 25. Okay, then you're going to add your pieces. Okay. And then you're going to put your two decimal places back in. Watch. 1, 2. So the answer that I got was 287 and 64 hundredths. Let me check it on the calculator. If you want to use your calculator to check, I'm okay with that. And then also, hopefully you're watching these videos for me to show you how to solve them. Okay, that one's correct. I found it on the calculator. This is just a really good way for you to see how Miss Conley does it, okay? All right, number 2. Number 2 is probably going to be our longest problem, but let's just go ahead and do number 4 since you can see it. So number 4 was rounding to the hundredths position. So I rewrote the number, 82 and 684 thousandths. I underlined the hundredths position, or boxed it in. I looked next door, there was a 4. So a 4 or less, let it rest. So I'm gonna leave the 8 the same. So I just rewrote it and put the 8 back in its spot. Now if the 4 was say a 7, it would bump the 8 up to a 9, okay? But it didn't, so we're just leaving it just the way it is with the 8, okay? Some people wanna put a 0 here in where the 4 was. That's fine, it doesn't change the value. Okay, so if you have 680 and Miss Conley only has 68, you're still good, okay? All right, number 2 is multi-step. Yes, you can use a calculator. It's a word problem. This school auditorium has 46 rows of chairs, and there are 36 chairs in each row. Okay? The principal had to add 3 more rows of chairs for the graduation ceremony. So how many chairs are in the auditorium now? Well, first, let's start with how many chairs were in there to start. So 46 rows times 36 chairs in each gives us 1,656 chairs, okay? But that's not the answer choice yet because the principal comes in and she adds 3 more rows, okay? Here's what is important. We know there's 36 chairs in one row. So really what we're going to do is we're going to add 36 in 3 times because the principal said she wanted to add 3 rows. Okay? So you can do 1,656 and we're going to add 36 one time plus 2 times plus 3 times because she added 3 more rows. And I got 1,764 total chairs. Okay? Awesome. That wasn't as bad. All right, let's look at number 3. Number 3 says that we need to find a value, either A, B, C, or D, that is greater than 1/4 but less than 8/10. So what I did is I went through, I changed all my fractions to a decimal because I think it's easier to compare decimals. So 1/4 is equal to 25 cents. 1/3 is equal to 333 or 333 thousandths. 5/6 is equal to 0.8333, and it's a repeating decimal. A is 25 cents and D is 8 thousandths. Really small, okay? So we need a value that's going to go in between 1/4 and less than 0.8. So greater than 1/4. Well, 25 cents is equal to 1/4. So I'm not going to choose that one because it emphasizes greater than 1/4 but less than 0.8. Okay. B, 1/3, 333. 33 is greater than 25 and it's less than 8 or 80. Okay. You could rewrite that as this. Okay. 83 is larger than 80. So that one is not less than 80. And then 0.08, that's like saying 8 pennies, and this is 25 pennies. This is too small. So B is correct. It's the only one that fits in between. And you can draw a number line here if that helps you. So if you were to draw the number line, you would put 80 cents and then 1/4 or 25 cents. And then you would just place the ones on the number line that fit in between. Okay? All right, awesome. Let's look at number 5. I did a little work before. I'm showing you this. So it says Tom has 2 and 5 6 bags of peanuts. Joe has 5 and 4 12 bags of peanuts. What is the difference in the amounts of peanuts that Tom and Joe have? So I underlined the keyword difference. I wrote the subtraction sign because difference means subtract. I set up the problem in red. Then I noticed that they did not have a common denominator. 12 and 6 are not alike. So I found my least common multiple between 6 and 12, which happened to be 12, which is what you see over here in black with the M. So what I did then is I rewrote my fractions. 5 and 4/12 doesn't need to change because it already has the common denominator of 12. 2 and 5 6 doesn't, so I needed to adjust the fraction to have a common denominator of 12. And so I did that by multiplying by 2. So 6 times 2 is 12. So I had to do 5 times 2, which is 10. And so here is the new math that I'm going to need to do with you guys in black. Now, a lot of students just subtract the way it is. A lot of students get 3 and 6/12. But that is not correct. So think about it like this. You cannot take 10 from 4. Imagine this was 54, oh, you can't see that. Imagine this was 54, I don't know, minus 29, right? You wouldn't do 4 minus 9 is 5, right? That's not correct. You are subtracting the bottom number from the top number, and you can't do that. So the same thing is here. You can't take 10 from 4. So this is where we need to use that regrouping and borrowing with a fraction. So I'm going to borrow 1 whole from 5. So 5 becomes 4. And then I'm going to rewrite that whole as a fraction using the denominator of 12. Because that's what the common denominator is. How many 12ths make 1 whole? Hopefully you said 12. And then I'm going to combine 4 12ths and 12 12ths. And I'm going to get 16 12ths. I know it's improper. It's okay. The reason why it's improper is so that this number fraction is larger than this. Okay. Now I can take 10 from 16. 10 from 16 is 6 12ths, and 4 minus 2 is 2. You can also rewrite that as 1/2. Okay, so 2 1/2 is the difference. Okay, awesome. Love you guys.